Well, hello, how are you? My name is Marisa Iriarte, and this work has been done with my mate, Claudia Gomez. I will share a PowerPoint. Let me see, just 1 minute. Here it is. That's right. Okay. Well, we have done this work based on Halliday's transitive model. As regards textual aspect, it goes by hand in hand with the language choices that the author make. And as regards contextual aspect, the reflection of these choices of socio-economical, cultural, and environment context. There are two levels, syntax and contextual. The metafunction of language in this passage is a semantic area related to the cemetery and death in combination with money. We'll go there. Now, as regards speaking, there are a third person speaker, which is heterodiagenic according to Janet, and a second person, which is the addressee, you. So in this paragraph, we have he, which is spoken by a third person, and a second person, which is you, the addressee. Next slide. Well, wait a minute. The circumstances which are relevant in this passage are those of a mourning ceremony in a cemetery, contrasting with blue sky described at the posthume. The circumstances, we can say it's a mourning ceremony that is in contrast with the blue sky that the pastor sees when he lifts his face to the sky. There are several deviations as regards flashbacks when the pastor says, well, I remember the last ceremony of the last death of this family. The phrase, this family, which is a deviation in itself because it's just that, this family. And this family carries the tone, the stress in the line, and phonologically, it can be said that it's a deviation from all the rest of the sentences of the unit. There are several metaphors. For example, there is also, or so he imagines, a tincture of decay on the air, leaking from the coffin at the back. Leaking from the coffin at the back. Well, we don't know what it is, but the metaphor is there is also, or so he imagines. There is, or he imagines. Well, we don't know. There is a kind of irony when he says that if you don't money to have faith, you can't go to paradise. Your soul is dirty. And then we begin with existence. There is an existence of imagination, which is a deviation that is the one I have said before. There is also, so he imagines, a tincture of decay. The following slide shows that the semantic area has transitivity because the verb is transitive and is completed with the meaning of the complement. That combined and make a textual contextual insights. When the priest, the pastor said, not my fault if his faith was insufficient, is referring to the money he had paid for the funeral for something in the church, and the priest says it's not my fault. That again, we have the combination of money and death or church. There are various processes. A relational process between money and faith, for example, but there are more. The coughing and the leaking. The relational process emphasizes the faith according to the money you have to buy that faith and peace. Sorry. For example, it's not my fault if his father's faith was insufficient, or money brings out the ugliest aspect of human nature. As transitive complements, we have they are the ones that complete the verb. Coffin, residue, forms, funeral, church, cemetery, mourning, sorrow, melancholia. Contrast with these dark words. Streetlights, beautiful day, fact to the sky. The explicit mental process conveys an array of meanings. For example, when the thought of the tricky family and the sensory feelings of those thoughts convey. The pastor and the mourners are all expectant, and the participants, as I had said before, third person, the narrator, second person is the goal, and the third person protagonist, she, appears in the story as she. The text is based on its transitivity. Money brings out the ugliest aspect of human nature. So this phrase, for example, is begins with an inanimate element, which is money. There is a kind of irony too with social otherness, the farmers, people who mourn. Why? Because the family seems to be rich, but one of the members has a fake pearl necklace, and well, the farmers are the people who are below. Tension and friction as regards lexically, because we have syntax and semantics. Narratively, because it conveys what is happening in the passage. Is not only a description, it is happening something, there is an action. And discursively, because the discourse gives us the possibility to understand stylistics according to these 3 levels. Well, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.